Hey guys, this is Vincent Hubin, and I'm presenting you a crash course on how to get your Versal page up and running, and also how to publish it so that your students can have access to it. So first I need to tell you the web address that I'm highlighting on the top of your screen. This is a link that I sent via an email concerning this Versal and online tools training. So you can put that in your browser and you will have access to the information that you will see appearing on the screen. I'm also using the screen recorder, switching screen there, the Screencast-O-Matic, and this is what I will recommend to use for the snow days and how you can present some information to your students via video that you do yourself, and this is really easy to use. And so I'm switching back to this page right now. So in order to access the training, you will click on Start the Course. Once the page is loaded, you have a screen there that is really organized in three parts. The first part is on the left-hand side. This is your table of contents that are like chapters of a book. You can go directly to a specific chapter. The main page, where all the information is displayed, and then the navigation toolbar on the top here that we'll talk about later. So how do we create a course? Well, the first thing is to log into Versal, and at this point I trust that you have done that already. It's part of the initial setup here, and you can click on any of those to learn about how to do that. And you will click then on the Create New a button there in green to start your course. You will get to a page that looks like this, Create a New Course. You will enter the course title, for example, Pre-Algebra or Algebra 2 or World History, and then click on Create New Course. And you will access a page that looks a little bit like this. So to do it with you, here we go. I'm creating a Versal course for an AP Calculus course. So I type the name AP Calculus and I click on Create New Course, and now it's going to create the page for me. So here's the page. You see the name of the course that is listed for me already, and then Entitled Lesson, which is the first chapter really, and add a lesson for the other chapters later on. So I can edit simply by clicking on this field anywhere on the entitled lesson. I'm going to highlight that or delete that part and write, for example, chapter 1. Notice that as I'm typing, it is automatically updating my table of contents there on the left-hand side. Now it's time to put some information in that chapter. One more thing that we can do is to have a sub-chapter, again, to organize the information so that students can easily find what they need. The bottom left of your screen, or the center, you'll see 4 objects here: Core, Viewers, Labs, and Course. Let's click on Core, and you will see a list of what Versal calls gadgets, those little screens of different, little squares, rather, of different colors. And I'm going to use the section header that we'll put right under the chapter title there. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to double click on that gadget that I'd like and drag it over there. So I double click and now drag it, and the line will tell me where it goes. So once I've entered it, I can click on that frame and start typing, for example here, Introduction to Limits, and then I click out of it to see what it looks like. Okay, so notice when I go over it, a list of little icons appear and really faded on the left side. One of them is to delete it. For example, if you didn't want this one, I can click on that little trash can and I will click delete here to remove it. I'll press cancel because I'm going to leave it there. The 3 little lines is to move that around. If I had other places that I could go, here can't go anywhere since that's the only thing under my chapter. And then I could copy and paste if I wanted to put that into my clipboard and reuse it later on. But I'm not going to do that here. Okay, once I have an introduction to limits as a subtitle, I can have some text. So I can have some explanation now, where this is some explanation or some introduction text about limits. Okay, and then we can go, notice here that the usual font, the formatting of what you're using, the font size, there are not that many, but but you can choose it to make it look maybe even a different color, and you can choose a color for that. Notice nothing changed because you have to highlight it first. Once you highlight it and choose a color, now it may look a little bit better. Again, click somewhere else, and so I'm going to go here, and now you get some color. So you want to change maybe the style. Let's go with this one, and the font size, let's go to medium. So here is some information how to do that. Okay, so to make it look maybe a little bit more appealing. Now I'm going to go over a couple of things that are I think usually requested by teachers, is how to insert an image and then how to insert a video.